Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Kostas Galanis, Director of Engineering in T-Digital by Deutsche Telekom, of course. I lead digital B2C engineering in Greece. Our teams build the platforms that connect millions of customers every day across web, app, and agent journeys. Before Telecom, I was a Chief Technology and Product Officer at Apifon, so I lived both worlds, the startup chaos and the where you ship fast and break things, and the enterprise structure where you ship safely and break nothing if you can help it. This session isn't a product pitch. It's a kind of a story. It's about how we experiment with generative AI inside a massive organization to rethink how software gets built. Since this is a 50-minute quickie, no Q&A now, but find me afterwards at the Deutsche Telekom booth, or you can scan the QR at the end of at the last slide, so we can dig properly. Let's start. Let's start with the obvious. The software development lifecycle has already really evolved since the early agile days. We still move linearly: design, code, test, deploy, hope nothing breaks, and repeat again. In a small team, it's fine. But in big enterprise, it's like playing Jenga with 800 engineers, developers, and every tiny change shakes the tower. Between handoffs and dependencies and meetings, delivery slows to a crawl. So we asked the simplest question possible: Can AI remove friction without removing people? Could we make developers' lives easier without turning them into prompt monkeys? That one question started everything we are about to see today. So we started an internal prototype to explore if AI could assist our developers, not to replace them. The goal wasn't to code faster, it was to think faster. So we wanted to know if AI could truly understand our systems, our repositories, documentation, APIs, and design components, the way a senior engineer does after 6 months in the team. So we built a small prototype, small sandbox inside our private environment, basically an AI apprentice who studies the repository, documentation, all the other things before touching a single file. It learned our naming conventions, our architecture patterns, even how we write messages in commit. We write commit messages. That's how our internal assistant was born, focused on context, because we are talking about how AI can solve these issues, and consistency. It doesn't replace creativity, for sure. It removes the friction that blocks it. And if you have ever merged a pull request just to fix the indentation, probably you know why that matters. Once we entered in our tool chain, AI in our tool chain, the software development lifecycle stopped being a straight line. Instead, handoffs between teams, and we start seeing loops of collaboration between developers, designers, and AI working in the same flow. The assistant, the Magenta Eagle assistant, designs reads code, suggests improvements, and hands back ready to review results. Testing and deployment remain the same, but everything between idea and merge request compresses dramatically. We didn't skip phases, we shortened the distance between them, and humans still decide, and AI just takes care of the busy work, so teams can focus mostly on value. We gave this assistant, the Magenta Eagle assistant, roles like coder, reviewer, and architect to mirror real team behavior. In coder mode, it implements. In reviewer mode, it, let's say, critiques. And in architect mode, it builds structure. Suddenly, AI felt less like a tool and more like a teammate who shows up on time and never argues about code formatting. We even experiment with custom modes like performance tester, security auditor, documentation writer, and more. The goal was to make AI fit our team culture, and not force team to adapt the AI to AI. And of course, we have, let's see, the architect mode. I'm not sure if it plays. Before the Magenta Eagle writes code, any code, it first needs to understand the system. The architect mode does exactly that. And let me show you there. Here, it's reading the project structure, controllers, entities, documentation, and repositories, so it knows how everything fits together. Next, it drafts a completely CRUD plan, which classes to create, which layers to touch, even a UML diagram, as you can see here. Yeah, in just a few seconds, we get a full architectural blueprint that any engineer can review or extend. The architect mode isn't replacing architects, it's the head start. So it creates structure and clarity so the team can focus on the real design challenges. And here is how the whole system fits together. 4 layers. We have input, the core, the workspace, and delivery, with a security governance, of course, a safe net. Inputs are stories, designs, APIs, or even documentation. The core is our AI brain, the Magenta Eagle, where we have models and retrieval and policies. Then the workspace is where developers and AI collaborate, and delivery remains our existing CI/CD and monitoring. The SafeNet we have on your left ensures trust as speed increases. So AI, Magenta Eagle adds acceleration, and governance keeps the steering wheel firmly in human hands. Inside large enterprises, speed without safety is like a career limiting move. Everything run inside Deutsche Telekom's private cloud, let's say, behind single sign-on and VPN. Prompts and outputs were logged, data redacted, and rules enforced as code there. We made governance our enabler and not our enemy. Developers could experiment freely, knowing the guardrails were strong. Now, let's see the full workflow in action. So, let me see if okay. This is the creation of a new podcast creation screen from a single prompt and a Figma reference. So we begin with a short prompt describing the feature and attach a screenshot from Figma for visual context. And the Magenta Eagle starts generating files that follow our internal naming convention and folder rules. Components, styles, and tests are all in place. So here, here you will see that it's going to find an error, and instead of stopping, it analyzes and fixes it automatically, then saves everything back to the repo. Next, you will see that we give it another prompt to another instruction, like add navigation to the new screen. And it updates the routing code, and all code generation is now completed, as you will see. Here is the navigation part that will give it this add new navigation to the new screen. And after that, all the code generation is completed, so we will switch to the running app, which is okay. And here it is, the screen from Figma in the running app. So what did we learn from this, let's say, not experiment, now it's in production and we are using it every day? First, AI isn't about automation. It's about acceleration. It doesn't remove people. It removes the waiting time between them. It takes care of the repetition, the boilerplate, and the endless small talks that we have in meetings. So we can focus on design, creativity, and impact, the things humans are actually good at. So second, governance isn't a broker, it's a booster here. Guardrails aren't there to slow us down. They exist so we can go faster with confidence. When engineers know the system protects them, they dare to experiment, and that's what real innovation happens. Third, culture beats code. Teams need psychological safety to try, fail, and learn. And if you want AI to work, you need trust, not just models, but mindset. We still build, test, and ship software the same way we always did. We just do it, I would say, 10 times faster, and a lot happier, because the truth is AI won't replace developers, but developers using AI, they'll replace slow process. That's the real transformation we are living in the Deutsche Telekom. And before closing, I'm based in Thessaloniki and lead B2C engineering, digital B2C engineering for Deutsche Telekom. You can scan the QR code to connect on LinkedIn, or I love talking about AI, developer experience and platform engineering, and please stop by the Deutsche Telekom booth to discuss. Thanks for spending your 15 minutes with me, and remember, build smarter, not harder. Thanks.